based sa mga balita, based on our experience also. Natutuwa naman po kami that marami rin po tayong narinig ng mga comments that government has become a government positions and pay has become competitive already with the private sector pay, if not even more. Kaya nga po nakikita namin na parami ng parami ang gustong ma-hire at sumama na sa public sector at maging kabilang ng government workers dahil nakikita po nila na number one, mataas na po yung sweldo natin sa gobyerno, mataas ang sweldo binibigay natin sa government workers natin. And number two, may stability. Siguro nung panahon ng pandemic, maraming nakapansin na maraming naapektuhan ng mga negosyo, but government continued to work. Government workers continue to work and receive salaries and benefits. So, yun po, based on our experience sa CSC and based on the number of examinees sa civil service, based sa nagkukuha namin sa contact center ng bayan, based sa mga nakikita natin sa mga social media pages ng Civil Service Commission, based on the interest to take the exams, various ages, hindi lamang sa mga fresh graduates. Napakalaki po ng nakikita namin demand for government work nowadays.
And sir, may mga initial consultations na ba sa inyo ng BM regarding this proposal? Although pinapropose pa lang naman sa Congress or wala pa sa ngayon?
Nung kami po ay nagkaroon ng joint signing with BBM para sa night shift differential pay, ay nabanggit po doon sa speech ni Secretary Pangandaman na pinag-aaralan nga po nila kung paano i-implement yung next round of increases because I believe that she mentioned they were conducting a study. And then after a few weeks or a few days after that, narinig ko na nga yung balita from BBM na nakahanap daw sila ng pondo para po to implement the next round of increases. So besides that, kami naman po sa Civil Service Commission, we welcome news like that. Kasi para sa amin, it's also a welcome benefit para sa ating mga civil servants.
Thank you so much.
Okay po, susunod po ang katanungan.
Hi sir, good morning po. Hazel Cruz from CNN Philippines. Follow up lang po on the right sizing. Na-mention po ito ni President Marcos last year, pagka-open pa lang po niya. Meron na po ba tayong update kung may offices na po na nag-i-implement ng right sizing right now or in the previous months?
Actually, even before, there have already been government offices that have conducted reorganization. So yung reorganization is not something new in government. There will always be reorganization moves to make government offices work more efficiently. Like I said, even without right sizing, meron na pong Republic Act 6656. And Republic Act 6656 actually spells out the guidelines and the procedures on how to do a reorg while protecting the security of tenure of workers. So kahit po yung walang right sizing law, pwede naman po mag-reorganization within the executive branch, within the government agencies and offices. Ang kaibahan lang po with the right sizing law, if it gets passed into law, is that you are able to secure the budget required for those who will be affected by right sizing. Yun naman ang I guess that is the rationale behind passing a right sizing law, while also ensuring that additional guidelines are set for the right sizing of government offices.
Mr. Additional lang po, yesterday po kasi napag-usapan nyo sa DSWD na marami daw po silang undersecretaries and assistant secretaries. So question lang po is, ilan po ba dapat ang mga assistant secretaries and undersecretaries ng bawat government agencies?
Unfortunately, para sa amin sa civil service, we cannot answer the question kasi we're only in charge of first level and second level. Pagdating po sa third level, which are presidential appointees, that belongs to the office of the president. So it's the call of the office of the president. It's a call of the president on how he will organize the third level employees and officers.
Okay, thank you. I think we have another question from our media partner from SMNN.
Hi sir, good morning. Sir, sorry, may chance pa in the future na i-libre yung civil service exam given naman po na may budget? And if ever hindi sir, possible kaya na i-lessen yung, yung amount para marami po kung magka-interest na mag-apply?
Yung hindi po kasama yung sa budget na inilalaan ng Kongreso sa amin, hindi po kasama dyan yung buong expenses, lahat ng expenses for the conduct of the civil service exam. So when we conduct the civil service exam, kumbaga yung binabayaran ng examinee goes to the actual conduct, no, for the costs and expenses for conducting the civil service exam. Kaya unfortunately, hindi po namin pwedeng gawing libre dahil nga po ay kailangan namin yung bayad ng exam na yun to conduct the exams itself. No? The payment of the exam is goes to the conduct of the exam itself.
Sir, pwede yung pa-breakdown yung sa 500 pesos na payment? If ever possible.
Yeah. So of course the test materials malaking bagay yun. So the printing of the test materials, the transportation of the test materials, the hiring of the proctors, and all of the other expenses that come with that, like the food, the sweldo, the airfare, halimbawa, because we have to send our CSE officials also to all the regions to monitor. And then of course, after the exam, may post-exam expenses pa yan. Kasi syempre, yung shredding, yung checking, yung pag-gather ng results and all of that. So, marami pong expenses comes with an exam.
Sir, ang dami pala expenses nyo. Yung 500 pesos pala sir, sapat po ba yun or possible na itaas?
As much as possible kami sa CSE, ayaw namin itaas. So we've not increased actually our CSE exams for a long time already para lang to give better opportunities for examinees to take the exam. Yung pag-expand namin ng COMEX though, yun, baka yun sa computerized exam. Depende kung sino maging service provider, depende kung sino yung magpo-provide ng software. Again, we don't know. We are still currently scouting kung sino yung best provider. We are talking to the provider ng Supreme Court. We will be talking to the providers ng PRC. And there are other providers that have signified their intent to be of service to us. So nasa level kami ngayon na we're currently evaluating all options. But as much as possible, we would want the cheapest option para po hindi siya makadagdag sa exam fee. Cheapest but also without sacrificing integrity and quality of the exam. Yun, the exam fee rate nun will depend on sino yung mga mananalo sa bidding once we bid out the project.
Thank you sir.
Okay po, ikatanungan po sa gentleman on the left.
Hi, Chair. Ako si James po from TV Live. To clarify lang, sir, yung 500 na fee for the examination goes to the pen and paper or also for the comics?
Pen and paper na.
So why the need for additional budget for the comics for the plant expansion kung sakali? Where will the budget go and how much do you think is needed for the expansion from the 3 days to 5 days?
Well, right now, we have an examination office, but since they're very they're busy right now with the August 20 exam kasi sa San Jose na yan. Sabi ko muna sa kanila, mag-concentrate muna kayo sa exam. After the exams, saka na natin pag-usapan yung i-pursue ulit yung pag-usap natin with the expansion of the comics. So, the anticipated initial cost will have to come from the CSC. So, pag nag-initial cost, pag nag-bid out yung project, syempre may initial out na muna yan. And that's why we need the budget for the initial out. Para lamang to conduct the first run of the exam. If we get a provider, we'll have to pay, presumably pay the initial amount, and then saka pa kami makaka-collect from the examinees. So that's why there's an initial out. Now, if okay sana if the provider, I don't know what will happen sa negotiations, but okay sana if the provider can provide the exam muna and wait for the payment. Pwedeng ganon. So, it's still up to negotiations. Hindi pa namin actually na build up pa yung terms of reference. We're still in market study level pa tayo. But in anticipation lamang na baka hihingi ng initial out yung provider, then we may have to give an initial amount. Para lang, kasi pag procurement activity ka sa government, may bidding process yan. Depende sa magiging arrangement with the provider. So, in-anticipate ko lang na baka pag mag-bidding ka, baka kailangan mo initial out.
Tapos, share to clarify lang. So, yung comics, it's being given for free? Ganun ba yun?
No. So, comics right now, we have a comics right now, but our comics right now has its limitations. In other words, kailangan na namin ng systems upgrade because it has not kept up with the times. So there are now service providers out there that can do a more efficient way of conducting our comics. Because right now, yung comics namin was initially developed in year almost 20 years ago. Almost 20 years ago. Our initial comics was developed by DOST, ASTI before. So almost 20 years ago pa. And then in-house na lang namin inaayos, dine-develop, fixing the bounds and everything. But right now, the market, because of the Supreme Court, our benchmarking in the Supreme Court, we found out that there are providers pala that provide a better program, that provide a better software, that can conduct the comics more efficiently. So ito yung tinitingnan namin options namin.
Sir, kung 500 yung pen and paper, how much yung comics?
Depende sa negotiations natin. Because, syempre, I believe na yung service provider, may different rates yan.
But the difference, sir, yung current, how much?
Yung current namin now is
680.
680 ang comics namin now na developed ng DOST, ASCII, and currently maintained in-house ng civil service.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, Secretary. Good morning, Chair. Vivian Julia from ABS-CBN. In the data that you presented to Congress yesterday, pinakamaraming yung unfilled positions sa national government agencies, that's 110,000. I wonder, ano po yung top 3 government agencies na pinakamaraming vacancies? And then, I know you mentioned na you cannot sanction for failing to fill these unfilled positions, pero how do we urge po kaya yung mga agencies, specifically yung mga national government agencies to, fill these positions?
Yung mechanism namin is through the Prime HRM. So the Prime HRM, again, is our way of assessing the maturity level of the HR of the different government agencies. So the more mature your level is, of course, the more mature your HR system is, the higher your category sa assessment namin sa Prime HRM. So far, meron yan bronze, silver, and gold. The only gold standard sa Prime HRM is the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Many other government agencies are in bronze level. And then there are 4 areas that we take a look at. Some of the agencies that we've assessed, including local government units, are mature in only 2 aspects out of the 4. Those who are mature somewhat bronze level on all 4 aspects, we give the bronze award. So the prime HRM is one way for us to assess the maturity level. And like I said, kasama at kabilang dun sa pag-assess natin is yung how efficient they are in filling up the vacancies. How they follow the laws on publication of vacancies, how they HR assess those who submit their application, the applicants, and how they assess the applicants as far as qualification standards are concerned. So, pag nagpapa-assess sa amin ang government agency, doon talaga namin pwedeng ma-push pa sa more how else or what else they can do to fill up current vacancies.
Yung government agencies, sir, na pinakamaraming unfilled positions.
I will get back to you on that. But pwede kita balikan.
Sige, sir. Yung detalye na lang itong online jobs fair, so does that mean na itong more than 200,000 job vacancies up for grabs this coming jobs fair? Ano po yung mga...
Well, we're here, yes. So we're on the online jobs fair. We're obviously dependent on the government agencies that participate and submit to us their current vacancies. So right now we're in the process of gathering from the various government agencies the job vacancies that they want us to post in the job fair, online job fair. But if 2022 is any indication, last year po, we were able to post in the online job fair natin 2,200 plus vacancies. So hopefully more than that ang ma-post this year.
Okay. Siguro po mauna muna po yung sa ating kaliwa. Susunod tayo sila.
Chair, curious lang po. Dun sa thrice a week na comments, for example, if I took the exam today and I failed the exam, can I take again tomorrow? How many tries do you have?
3 months. So based on ang kagandahan ng COMEX, if you take the exam, the COMEX exam, you get your results immediately. Yun ang kagandahan ng COMEX. So no need to wait for a few weeks before you. Unlike the pen and papers, ang dami ng pen and paper test, iraran pa namin yan sa machine to check. So it takes weeks before you know you pass. But sa COMEX, once you take, you know if you pass or fail. But based on our guidelines, our rules, I believe it's you cannot take, if you fail a CSE exam, you have to wait for 3 months to take another semester. So dapat may 3 months pagitan po between your next take once you fail.
Okay. Next question, please.
Chairman, clarification lang.
Yes.
Chairman, clarification lang doon sa panukala po ninyo na magkaroon ng panukalang batas permanent bill regarding HRMO. May mga formal colleagues na ba kayo sa Congress na nag-commit na mag-sponsor ng naturang batas?
Actually po, pumasa na siya sa House of Representatives on second reading, and we're very thankful to the House of Representatives for passing it on second reading. And so we hope the soonest possible time, papasa siya ng third reading, at para doon na po sa Senado kami maghihintay. At meron naman po tayong mga good senators who have signified their intent to support.
In the House of Representatives, sinong major author, main author?
Marami po, sa pagkakaalam ko, may congresswoman na sumuporta doon, ang pangalan niya ay Congresswoman Margarita Nograles. At si Congressman Sandro Marcos.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. I have a question po.
Additional lang dun sa COMEX. Kasi the government is pushing for digitalization. May possibility ba, pinag-aaralan ba ng CSC na yung pen and paper test ay maging computerized exam na lang in the future? And mga kailan kaya yun? Or meron bang tatanggalin ba? May pinag-iisipan niyo ba yung tanggalin yung pen and paper test o hindi?
Right now, syempre, we're trying to see muna kung how the public will accept, no, or how the public will support yung computerized exams. Hindi kasi po namin alam kung mas komportable ba ang public sa pen and paper or sa computerized. So ang gusto po namin, ang step-by-step process po namin is isabay muna. Right now, i-expand po na natin yung COMEX para mas marami yung slots na ma-accommodate natin for computerized exams. And then, tingnan natin, no, kung paano yung public, kung paano mag-react ang public. Kung mas pabor ba sila sa computerized exam, then maybe we can think about ways of expanding it even some more. Gaya nung sa nabanggit ko sa Supreme Court, di ba? Pag nagtitake ka ng bar exams, dala mo ng laptop mo, punta ka sa testing center or sa tapos doon ka sasagot ng bar exam. So hindi namin alam kung ang public is ready for that or mas komportable pa sila. So it's medyo we'll take it 1 year at a time. Ideally, syempre, mas gusto natin computerized na lahat. Pero baka nga mas komportable pa ang iba sa pen and paper. Kaya hindi namin agad itatanggal ang pen and paper. We'll take it 1 year at a time. Kung marami pa rin, malaki na, nakikita namin mas malaki ang demand ng COMEX and we'll expand it some more. And then, tingnan natin.
Okay po, may mga katanungan pa po ba? Sir.
Good morning, Kong. Kong, nitong nakalipas na chairman, na nakalipas sa pandemic, marami kasi mga ibinagsak ang ratings doon sa ating mga kapatid na empleyado ng government. Ito pa bawal po, di ba? Ngayon, nahihirapan po sila sa kanilang mga PBB. Meron bang mga action na gagawin ng CSE kung sakaling sila mag-complain? Binagsak po ang kanilang mga ratings. Yung mga taga-government employees dito nakalipas ng pandemya, di ba? Bawal po ito. Ngayon, nahihirapan sila sa kanilang PBB.
Sa performance evaluation. Pag meron naman po magre-reklamo dahil nga hindi sila sang-ayon sa performance evaluation na binigay sa kanila, pwede naman sila magreklamo sa CSC. Meron po tayong contact center ng bayan, pwede naman po mag-appeal yan sa CSC. So, nandun po kami to make sure na hindi bias ang pag-evaluate sa isang government. So, siyempre, titignan natin yung facts of the case, titignan natin kung ano yung circumstances behind it. At kung kinakailangan, magkano naman bibigyan naman ng order ng civil service.
Isa sa kinatatakot nila, sir, is yung baka pipersonalin sila, sure ba daw na mapoproteksyonan yung pagkakakilanlan?
Yes.
Nandyan po ang CSC para to ensure na walang harassment at protected po ang ating mga government workers.
Performance rating is governed by the SPMS. So, it guarantees the objectivity of the rating.
Si Asco Maria Valera.
Yes, magandang umaga po. Meron po tayong sistema sa performance rating, ang tawag po natin ay SPMS, Strategic Performance Management System. Sinisiguro po nito na objective po yung pagbibigay ng rating sa ating mga nagtatrabaho sa pamahalaan. So kung yung mga empleyado pong sinasabi nyo ay makakapagpakita na naging bias o naging hindi fair yung pagbibigay ng rating sa kanila, pwede naman po nilang questionin yun hanggang makarating po sa Civil Service Commission, and we assure you that we will decide on those cases if they reach us with utmost objectivity po and fairness.
Since from mula pandemya, sir, meron na po ba makarating na mga ganong complaint?
Okay, wala po tayong data sa ngayon, pero yung pong ganyang mga klase ay kasama po sa mga kaso na talagang tinatanggap po ng Civil Service Commission. At ano po yan, sa regional offices pa lang po namin tinatanggap na po yung mga appeals na yan.
Thank you, sir.
Takot lang sila.
Po. Yes, ma'am. May katanungan po.
Maraming takot din.
Wondering lang po if
Pag-iinitan.
from a government agency on the unfilled positions, for example, dito po sa Philippines Information Agency, gaano karami po yung bakante natin and ano po yung challenges na na-experience in hiring?
Right now, earlier this year, before I was appointed, we already opened about 80 positions, right? Yung mga taga-PIA. Right now, there are 32 open positions right now, and it will be closed by August 20. So actually, we're filling up our plantilla positions. The challenges that we are encountering, there are many applicants but only a few qualified. So for instance, it's a requirement for people to work in government to have civil service eligibilities. So there are a lot of willing individuals who want to work with us, but they don't have the eligibilities. And many also don't pass our exams, because there are trade tests and all those things. So the process is if you will apply sa PIA, you will submit the required papers. So meron yun yung initial assessment, yung mga documents and requirements. So if you will pass that phase, then you will go to the next phase, that is the evaluation. We have our board to evaluate the qualifications of people, and there will be interviews, there will be trade tests, until all the processes are complied. Then we will choose whoever will qualify for the position. So it will take about 3 months, I think, because 1 month yung publication ng vacant positions.
Okay. Can we have 2 last questions from our media partners? The first to the last question. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Noel.
Hi, Chairman. Noel Talakit po ng BT. Sir, yung ako Bicol, para nag-propose sila for additional 1 billion budget sa CSC. Ano po ang comment nyo doon? Tapos, yung, di ba may 1 billion?
Grabe. Mabuti yan.
1 billion ba yan?
Sabi niya?
Yes po, additional daw na 1 billion para maging 3 billion yung budget nyo. Ano pong comment nyo doon? Tapos basically po, saan po napupunta yung budget kung may breakdown? Thank you po, yun lang po.
Yes. The bulk ng budget namin, malaking porsyento obviously goes to personnel services. So, pampasweldo. No? Then the middle of the budget goes to MOE sa pagpapatakbo natin ng lahat ng ginagawa ng civil service. And then maliit lang po yung porsyento para sa capital outlay. Kung pagbibigyan po tayo ng Kongreso, kung tama po yung narinig ko at bibigyan po tayo ng dagdag na 1 billion, tamang-tama po yun kasi yun din po yung nirecommend namin na budget sa DBM. So ibig sabihin, sa nirecommend namin budget sa DBM, hindi kami umabot sa 3. Ang lumabas na budget was 2B. So kung madadagdagan yung 1B, then obviously mapupunta yung dagdag na yun dun sa mga sinabit namin na mga budgetary requirements namin sa DBM. Kabilang na po doon yung operating expenses ng ating mga regional offices. Kasi may mga ilan regional offices na slash yung budget. Mapupunta rin yun sa mga buildings like the field offices and regional offices na kailangan ng ating mga regional offices and field offices ng CSC. So mapupunta rin po yun sa mga IT needs ng civil service for our digitalization. At kabilang na rin po doon yung pag-expand natin ng computerized exams. At marami pang iba. Halimbawa po, yung appointments processing ng civil service. Bago po mag-appoint ng any government worker, kailangan po may attestation ng civil service. Meron po tayong ginagawa na appointments processing na online and digitalized na. So, kung madagdagan po yung budget namin, mapupunta rin po yun doon. At meron pa po tayo mga ine-expand na halimbawa yung sa training ng mga government workers, ang learning and development natin ng CSI. Meron po tayong online learning platform. Kung madadagdagan po ang budget, ma-expand namin yung online learning platform natin. Para sa ganoon, yung mga civil servants na kulang ng training, ay pwede po silang magkaroon ng training through our CSI online, anytime, anywhere. So halimbawa, hindi na sila maghihintay kung kailan pa yung next training schedule ng ating Civil Service Institute, ay maaari na nilang kunin yun online with at the end, and then they can take the exams to see kung pumasa sila sa mga modules, and then at the end of the online learning nila, makukuha na nila yung digital certificate nila. So kung madadagan ng budget namin, mapupunta rin siya doon. And then of course, yung HRIS system po natin. So right now, meron po tayong dina-develop na HRIS system kung saan, naka-computerize na yung HR system natin sa civil service. At sana nga po, ma-expand din natin yun sa iba't ibang ahensya para gobyerno. So, if an additional budget will go a long way in terms of improving the quality of service and civil service, especially sa mga digital technologies and digitalized processes po natin sa CSC.
Okay. Sir, thank you. We'll have our last question to Chairperson of Grants.
Magandang umaga po. Jen po from PIA NCR. Sir, salamat na yung mga nabanggit kayo kanina of the yung mga learning and development that will makakatulong sa katulad ko na civil servant. And apart from that, sir, ang question po ay, aside from the mga learnings and developments po na ina-offer ng CSC for improvement of the civil servants, meron naman po ba tayo, sir, mga initiatives naman in terms of the performance evaluation of the civil servants. And another question, sir, I think meron naman po si ASCO nandito. Meron na po ba mga initiatives ng CSC on the resolution of mga administrative cases naman po na nakafile sa CSC? And kung meron, sir, meron po ba tayo siya?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so naka-line up na sa amin ngayon for finalization ng Civil Service Commission yung pag-update natin sa guidelines in the establishment of competency framework. Ibig sabihin, sa performance evaluation po natin, meron kaming mga fina-finalize na guidelines natin para sa policy on performance management. Policy on performance management na mas mame-measure natin using performance-based indicators. So, this is one way for us to ensure na ang performance management system ng government agencies natin is updated, and we look at more indicators of performance for our government workers. So that is set for CSC policy issuance. Ibig sabihin dadaan sa commission for deliberation and finalization before namin i-release. Although ang target namin for that is 2024 pa, implementation, ngayon pa lang towards the end of 2020, ngayong August onwards, pinapatapos lang namin itong budget hearing. We will also focus on that. Sa cases naman po, I'm happy to say na, of course, it's always been a challenge no, for cases. But when I first started as chair of CSC, syempre, alam niyo naman yung journey ko, no? Pumasok ako, hindi ako na confirm, tapos bumalik ako, tapos na-confirm ako. So, dun sa second pagbalik ko, if you measure the number of cases that time when I came back and was confirmed, all the way up to December, we were able to dispose average of 30 cases in a month sa central office. But right now, I'm happy to report that na-double up na namin yung aming output sa central office. We are now up to 66 cases disposed of per month. And we believe na kung mas ano pa kami, mas syempre mas mabilis pa kami ng cases, mag-process at mag-dispose ng cases. Baka umabot pa tayo ng ideally, no, we might hopefully reach mga maybe 70, 80, even 90 cases per month para mabilis natin. Ang ginawa nating enhancement, which we already announced before, is the cases na may technical deficiencies. Kung may technical na requirements na hindi nasunod, i-dismiss natin agad without prejudice to appealing it. So that way, makabilis din natin yung output natin ng cases. I'm also happy to say and report though that in our regional offices, mabibilis naman sila mag-dispose. Kanya lamang po, hindi natin, syempre, pag na-decide po ng region, lahat yan pwedeng i-elevate sa amin sa central office. So on appeal, elevate sa amin. Kaya kailangan din namin pabilisin din yung aming disposition. So we're looking for ways and means to increase pa yung output ng admin cases natin, including looking for digital solutions on case management. So meron na kaming isang digital software that we use, ECDLS ang tawag, but we're still on phase 1. Kailangan pa namin ng phase 2, kailangan pa namin ng phase 3. And then we also have a technical working group dun sa ating central office to also look for ways and means kung paano pa natin mas maging efficient ang disposition ng cases natin sa CSC. But again, sa regional, kudos sa mga regional offices natin, mabilis din doon sila mag-dispose and promulgate, mag-dispose ng mga cases na pending sa kanila.
Okay, so that was our last question. And as we inch closer to the conclusion of today's press conference, I would like to invite DG Torres and Chair Nograles to provide their closing statements and address any remaining clarifications from our media partners. May we hear first from DG Torres?
Maraming salamat sa mga kaibigan natin sa media for continuing to support our weekly press conference. We in the Philippine Information Agency hope that we were able to serve you and through you, the public, in engaging questions and engaging discussions during this weekly activity. To the Civil Service Commission, especially to Attorney Nograles, maraming salamat po at naging suki na natin kayo. Thank you very much po sa lahat.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, DG Torres. Now, let's hear from our chairperson, Nograles.
Maraming salamat. Una sa lahat, thank you to PIA, of course to DG Torres, maraming salamat sa DG. And of course our friends from the media, thank you for covering this announcement. So first off, I would like to wish the best of luck sa ating examinees for taking the civil service exams this Sunday, August 20. Please come on time. Please come early, rather. Please come early. You have a few days na lang to prepare. It's August 18. The exam is August 20. So August 18, 19. So for last minute preparations, we wish you the very best of luck. Of course, we would like to welcome you into the civil service. Kaya the more na mas marami makapasa, the better. Mas makapila tayo yung mga vacancies natin currently sa government sector natin. And then of course, we're proud to say that we've increased the number of examinees. We expect 373,000 more or less, examinees who will take the civil service exam this August. Adding 373,000 to the 380,000 examinees to March, we will have reached 750,000 examinees for year 2023 alone. In fulfillment of our promise to Congress in our last budget hearing last year that we will increase the number of examinees. So we should accomplish po. It's teamwork ng buong CSC. Ako'y nagpapasalamat sa CSC sa support na pinakita nila. And then of course, we would like to encourage everybody, especially our civil servants, to please participate in your Philippine Civil Service Anniversary. Inyo po ito, hindi po sa CSC yan. But this is for our 1.9 million civil servants. Please register in our activities, katulad ng ating online Zumba and film showing. Registration is still open po. Public sector human resource symposium natin, open din po ang online registration para sa mga HR officers and practitioners natin sa public sector. Please, you have the option to go on-site or online. And if you complete it, you will get a certificate of completion worth 16 training hours for leadership and management, leadership and managerial training hours. We would also like to invite all civil servants to exercise your pagiging makakalikasan by joining the plant run. Again, registration is ongoing and it covers all regions. So magpa-fun run tayo ng konti plus tree planting and tree growing. And of course, may nationwide blood drive tayo. Registration is still ongoing as well. Please share your blood to save lives. And then of course, those who qualify and actually donate blood will be entitled to 1-day compensatory time off. For civil servants who donate blood, 1-day compensatory time off pursuant to CSC-DBM Joint Circular Number 2 Series of 2004. Hindi ka lang nakatulong to save lives, may compensatory time off ka pa. So marami pong activities lined up for the entire month of September. For more information, please go to our CSC website at csc.gov.ph.
Follow our TikTok.
And all our social media accounts, including TikTok. So maraming salamat on behalf of the entire CSC, kabilang na si Aso Mariel, Direct Lisa. Thank you very much, PIA. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng ating mga media friends for covering this press briefing. Maraming salamat po.
Before you start, on behalf of the Philippine Information Agency and Director General Jose A. Torres Jr., we extend our heartfelt appreciation to all the dedicated civil servants across the nation. We also extend our warmest gratitude and best wishes to Chairperson Carla Nograles and the Civil Service Commission as they prepare to celebrate the 123rd Philippine Civil Service Anniversary. So this